We're here at the North Trailhead at Oak Mountain State Park, south of Birmingham. Getting ready to hopefully do about 6 miles using the Red Trail, which is the Double Oak Trail, and the South Rim Trail, which is the Blue Trail. We'll combine those instead of going full length. And this is supposed to be really nice, well-maintained, beautiful hike, so we'll get started. There's Rhonda over there looking at the display. Beautiful sign that says pets must be on the leash. This is nice wide paths.
It is.
But we're going to begin with the Blue Trail, hopefully going to the Orange Connector and then back down the Red Trail, which will give us a little over 6 miles. So we'll give that a try, see what happens. I like the looks of the trail so far. Nice little climb to start out. Trail is wide, well cared for, it appears. Nice little climb to get started. Get the heart rate up. It's fairly steep. I don't think the whole thing's going to be like this.
Well, if it is, I won't make it.
Me either, probably, if the whole thing's like this. That was a pretty intense little climb to start with. Rhonda survived it. Things have somewhat smoothed out. More hills to come, but onward we go. Well, it finally got all trails loaded. Got up where I could get some service on the phone, and Rhonda's not going to be happy. That girl at the gate told us it would be a piece of cake, or at least that we would enjoy it. This Blue Trail is rated as hard, so both of us are probably going to be complaining by the time we're done. But the trail is in excellent shape. Excellent shape. Rhonda's gotten ahead of me while I was getting the phone going. So I'm finally catching up to her, since she's taking it easy and taking her time, waiting. She is a blessing. That water bottle sure is noisy with that ice in it. Aha, a downhill slope. She will enjoy that. There she is in her elegant stance and posture, pose, just waiting. Well, we're on the downhill slope here now. Off to the right here is a little rock for an overlook, it appears. So we'll ease over there and see what that has to offer. These are plenty of hills, wet weather streams, dry beds right now, not enough rain for making water flow. Nice layout, cool place, nice moss on the rocks, love it. But it's time to return to the task at hand. Climb back up the hill from the little spur trail here and continue on the Blue Trail where we started. And now we enjoy the downhill slope for a few steps before we go back up again. Probably against our better judgment, we're going to give the Eagle's Nest overlook a shot at the recommendation of the child at the entrance of the park, who said this would be a piece of cake, or at least not hard. We could do it. Don't believe her anymore. We've been almost straight up, seems like, the whole way. I mean, it's well done, a good trail, but I don't know that we're prepared for all of this in our young days as hikers. So we're gonna give it a try, and it is not level ground by any means. So we'll see how it's going. Rhonda's up ahead. We're picking our way slowly. It's pretty steep. Whoa, really steep. Even with the switchbacks. I'm standing fairly upright, and the camera's pointed straight ahead, so you can tell how steep this is. We're in no rush, so take your time. Tandy Leather's open all day. So is Whataburger. I may not be. Now, which way do we go? Got a trail to the left and a trail straight ahead, so the blue blaze is up there. Alrighty. Up is the correct term. What?
I didn't hard to get past the trees and stuff.
Think how nice that's going to be going back down.
I'm afraid it's going to be steep.
It will be steep.
And I may do some good fall.
And that's what you got to stick for.
Figure out how to get back down without sliding down my butt.
Well, after you rest for a little bit, you'll be able to make it. I don't want you to get so tired you hurt yourself, but remember what we say, we can always do more than we think we can. Well, I'll go in front, so if you start slipping, you can use me for stabilization. So you want to have a seat there, or you want to go on up here? Yeah. This part of the trail is a little easier to walk on too. It's got less rocks, less roots. Well, is this it? Oh, there it goes. I didn't see the trail at first. I think I'm gonna take a minute and rest too. Well, I finally got up here to the Eagle's Nest overlook. What a steep climb. Rhonda didn't make it, and I'm glad she didn't try. I'm gonna go back down to where she is, and we'll continue on the main blue trail instead of trying to follow this thing. Oh, mercy. This is a killer. This is the most difficult actual trail that we've done. I don't count TVA Rock Piles Trail because that's more like a disaster. It's an embarrassment. At one time, when it was in good repair, it may have been wonderful. But it's not now. I'm not really sure why they call this Eagle's Nest, unless there's one in the trees somewhere that I haven't found, because you can't really see anything much at this point as far as scenery. I guess even if you climb to the top of some of these boulders, I'm not sure you could see much. This one over here is too hard to get up. I could never do it winded like I am right now. If I waited a while, I might could. That's interesting. There's a tree going up through the crack in that rock. Oh. I thought we were doing pretty good. Pretty well, I should say, as far as improving the shape we're in, but this thing seems to tell us that no, not really. I'm about to head off down the wrong path. There we go. Now, okay, get back down to where Rhonda is. I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to go today. We didn't get all trails started at the very first because we didn't have any cell service and I didn't download it ahead of time. That's really stupid on my part. Well, the Eagle's Nest detour was at post 4. Now that we've gotten back down to what was the seemed difficult trail before, feels like we're going through Walmart. Still going uphill, but compared to what we were doing, this is like a parking lot going downhill. So we'll enjoy this for a little bit. But we'll probably start complaining again later because we're going up again. But sure, I'm glad to be off that trail. It's certainly not worth the climb, at least in the summer. Wintertime might be fine when the foliage dies back where you can see through the trees. But right now, there was no evidence of an eagle's nest and you couldn't even see across the valley. This is called the overlook to Shackelford Ridge. There it is. And I hope my heartbeat is not drowning out the audio. After that uphill climbing back, it's pounding like an anvil. But on we go. This is looking pretty good right through here. It's nice and level. At some point in time, we have to start back down toward the bottom of the valley, which is way down there. Until then, we'll try to relax and just recover from what we just did. We brought Cliff Bars so we can get some energy. Got ice water in our water bottles. We'll take a break in a little bit. We don't have too far to go, I don't think, before we do the connector over to the red trail and head back. And I'm thinking, from what the map says, that should be not as strenuous as this, so that'll be a good thing. Rhonda, being the master gardener that she is, just noticed some wild sweet peas here alongside the trail. So we'll take a gander at that. And she's found something else. She's not sure what it is.
Can you see that?
I can see it somewhat. I don't know about the camera. Yeah. I don't know. It's lavender or lilac colored. So I don't. Is that black-eyed Susan's over there?
No, I don't think they're black-eyed.
It is Susan, huh? Okay, I don't know what they are either. There's some nice shrooms, fungi on the side of that piece of deadfall. There's the area we hope at some point to get back down to where it's more easy walking. But right here is pretty nice right now. There's some really pretty sections along in here where the rocks and the trees have moss and lichen and some fungi growing on. There's a really cool log right there. After some of this we've been going through, I feel like I probably need to sit down and let some moss grow on me. We've only gone a little over a mile and a half. I feel like I've gone 8. I'm not used to that kind of climbing that we've been doing. But, like I told Rhonda a few minutes ago, sometimes greater exertion over a shorter distance is actually more beneficial than being comfortable over a longer distance. So I'm not complaining at all. I just wish I had been mentally prepared for that. I'd have brought more resources like more energy bars, more water. We're going to be able to have enough, I think. We've each got 32-ounce insulated water bottles in our pack with ice in it. Took a break a little bit ago and had a Cliff Bar, drank some water, maybe about a 25 to 30% of what I've got in my pack, in my bottle. Here's a nice little place. You could enjoy a campsite right here. We should be approaching the connector to move over to the red trail. It's called the Blue-Red Connector South. It's been a good day so far. One young fella came by us like we were sitting still, and later passed us as he took another loop after going through the eagle's nest. And another lady, appeared to be about our age, came jogging by like she was on a cloud of air or something, but there was not 1 ounce of body fat on her, and she had spring in her step, so she's a true runner. Bless her and that talent. I'll just be satisfied to enjoy what we're doing and survive. Of course, we benefit from it anyway. God's creation is a great blessing, even if it's not covered in the distance you'd like. Just being here is a blessing enough. Rhonda's easing on around on up here. Fairly easy terrain right through here. Even starting to have a little bit downward decline or slope. Feels pretty good. So let's just enjoy where we are. Well, here's a nice little boulder, pitted from rain and wind. Right here close to the top, I hope, of Oak Mountain, looking down into the valley below. So now we will proceed on. We should not be too far from the blue to red connector that we're wanting to take. Start making our journey back. So let's enjoy the walk. Here's an interesting piece of wood with pretty cool fungi on it. It looks like it's got moss trying to grow on it, or lichen or something, because parts of it's green and part of it isn't, but that's pretty cool.
So, well, I was going to direct you.
What are these red stem maples?
No,
Looks
just
like
trying
what
to get
that is.
more of the stuff. Can you get closer?
To what? Well, you get down on my knees.
Okay, I'll take a picture of it.
Here are some of those same kind of fungi without the green tint to them. This tree is covered in that. A few weeks ago we were looking for sassafras over Swayback Trail. Didn't find any. Did see some next trip. But here's some right here. There's the mitten leaf. There's the three-lobed leaf. And there are the single lobes. All of those are coming off the same stem. And Rhonda said that she can smell it if she messes with the leaf or whatever.
Scrapes the bark.
Or scrapes the bark. Correct me when I'm wrong. Thank you. But there you go. Sassafras. Well, we've reached the red-blue connector. It appears from the sign that the connector itself is 0.9 miles long. And once we get through with that, we have 2.3 miles to go on the red trail. This is the 9th quarter-mile post on the blue trail, which is 2.25 miles. They call it 2.3. So, at least we're going down according to the way this looks at first. So we'll move forward and see how we're going. Well, we're on the red trail now, on a downward slope, headed back. According to the map on the bench, or whatever you want to call that resting spot, at the intersection of the connector and the blue, it should be about the same distance going back on this trail as it was coming up on the blue, depending on how you want to up and down define that. It should be about 2.3 miles, which would be 4.6 total. But it also said that the connector was 9/10 of a mile. I don't think the blue-red connector was 9/10. The blue-red and then the red-white might be 9/10 together. But I don't know, the descent on that connector was so steep. I just can't believe, though, that was 9/10 of a mile. So, here's something interesting. A 346-ton boulder slid 205 feet on the 10th of April, 2014. That is one big piece of rock. Came down that hillside. Glad I was not in its way. So on we go. Headed down this, what it looks like at one time would have been a service road. Maybe a logging road, I'm not sure. Right now it's working pretty well as a hiking trail. My knees certainly appreciate it. Gives me many more paths through the rocks and things to choose which way I want to go. So instead of having to use the one dictated by the terrain, the Park Service has really done a good job of blazing the trails. There's a red blaze right there that's still denoting the path. Now that's interesting.
No leaves on this to identify it.
Here's a leaf right here. There's a leaf. It's got mottled bark. And then this thing. I don't know what that is. Maybe we can do some research and find out. Meanwhile, on we go. There's a nice little stream that runs along beside the red trail here, which used to be a service road, apparently. There's a nice lake up here at Oak Mountain that gives you the opportunity for paddle boating and canoeing and things. So I suppose this must be one of the feeder streams for that. Well, it makes for a nice little sound of the water trickling over the rocks down here as you're going along. But it's time to move on. Rhonda's so pitiful she won't even get over here and show herself. We're both pitiful. Well, we finished it. We went from the blue up to the eagle's nest, over to the connector, down to the red. Let's see how far we actually went. If I can get the phone to cooperate here. Come on, phone. I think it's so wet that it won't even enter the passcode. Let's try again. There we go. It says 3.6 miles. I went 2/10 of a mile before I could begin the video for all trails actually knowing where we were, so the total would be 3.8. Feels like 103.8, but so far so good. We made it. So if you come to Birmingham, go over to Oak Mountain and enjoy their trails. Now we can recover. Here's the archery range after all. But I don't see anything in here yet about a fee. It's got different distances. For an adult range, 25, there's 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It must be 40 and 45 yards. I don't see a 50 that I can tell. This is nice. Got some tips on shooting. Got a governor's stand here. Got regulations about what you can and can't do, and you'll be fined plus court cost if you violate. You can go, oh, you can shoot from up there. Okay, like a tree stand. How about that? I'm not too smart. And they have restrooms, benches. That's really cool. I gotta come up here and try this out.